Welcome to This Week in Jump, number 10, part 3. We're continuing on with Act Age.
At number 6.
So this is still a continuation on Ryoma talking with Unagi about acting, about what she thinks she will do with her life. What if all throughout your life you knew what you wanted to do, something came along and you are no longer allowed to do it? Like, at all. Not someone stopping you from doing this, is
You're physically incapable of doing it.
physically incapable of doing it. That's a great way to put it. And they have a really philosophical talk about what you want to do, what you're good at doing, and what other people will be better at doing than you.
And everybody who's watching this film as they're having this discussion is just entranced by what they're seeing.
Yeah. And it has a completely tonal shift because it goes to where Yonagi acting to where it swaps over to a portrait camera view of Hina and Yonagi just eating like friends. Like, Unagi has a mouthful of food. Like, it's cute, and everyone that's watching this knows this is a very tonal change, but they're still watching this. They're still enjoying it.
It goes from how she used to be to how she is now. She's actually showing emotion and acting like a regular teenage girl. And enjoying herself.
Yeah. And Hina gets mad at Yoshioka. Like, I told you not to use that. Like, I couldn't resist. Like, your smiles were so genuine, and it was perfect for the shot. And Unagi sees a picture in her mind of watching movies with Hina, Ryoma, and Yoshioka. Just having fun watching a movie. Like, they're not doing anything else. There's no drinks, there's no music, they're not even in a special area. They're just watching a movie together.
Mm-hmm. Another kind of normal for her.
That she wants.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells Ryoma, I kind of just fell into acting. It was one thing I always wanted to try. And it's only up till recently that I even had a chance to do that. I failed my first audition, and I thought, that was it. And she wants to try to do her best, as acting, as long as she can, as long as she can still support, her family.
And then the credits start to roll, showing, starring Kei Yanagi.
Yeah, and everyone's
clapping.
clapping.
And Yoshioka actually gets choked up about this and starts tearing up a little bit.
Yeah, some people, like me, in movie theaters and stuff, I don't clap at the end of movies because, I don't think anyone's there that worked on it that feels that proud. I did go to a movie here in town where I overheard the person in front of me that they were, even a small role, they were the referee in this movie for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I clapped at that movie because I knew someone in that movie was there. And here, they're at a school festival. They know these students are here, so they're giving them a round of applause, and this is quite a few people that are giving them this applause. So obviously, Yoshioka, tears up.
Well, that's his first actual film.
Yeah. And he's...
Hina's the same way. She starts tearing up after her name shows up for being sound.
Yeah. Like, she did something.
Yes.
She's not just...
a passive member.
And they see how Ryoma joined the cinema club is, hey, buy me some snacks, and I'll join your club. Like, that's as simple as it was, because he was just filling in the time, trying to make himself feel, happy.
Yeah, Ryoma also goes on about telling her the 3 different types of people: people who do try, people who want to try, and people who can't try. And then Yonagi actually thanks him for trying for them.
Yeah.
And he realizes, oh, I did. And then there's banging on the door.
Faculty
To stop the... Because, I mean, it's already concluded.
Yeah.
I guess they were also
Yeah,
entranced.
it's like, I guess we got to deal with it. And
They're suspended.
Suspended for 3 days. Oh. And Unagi's little siblings like, oh, our sister's a delinquent now. I think that's kind of cool. There's no one to scold her, really.
That's true.
She's not even bent out of shape about it. She
looked a little... She was kind of miffed about them saying that's kind of cool about being...
delinquent.
Yeah, she's kind of like, I'm not a delinquent.
Yeah.
So, Koriyama pretty much just tells her that they're gonna start. He's gonna start getting footage of her again.
Yeah, he wants to get kind of like B-roll of her in different scenarios. Is what it looks like, so that he is trying to create a
portfolio
for her to showcase to other people where she might want to go forward.
All right.
Right.
So number 5.
Number 5, really quick, is Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, this will go by quick. I also put it really high on there.
We're still in this hotel, and we really don't move from the beginning of this chapter to the end of this chapter. Physically, they do not move very much at all. Everyone is really wanting to kill Denji, except for Denji and Aki. So, like,
can I use my sword now?
Yeah, like, he'd rather use his sword rather than sacrifice Denji. It's like, when they first got here, Aki was so angry at Power and Denji because it's like, that's not a prank. It's like, he was so furious at them. And genuine, like, emotion from Aki, which we've seen before, it is something hard for him to really portray. So everyone's really piling on top of Denji, trying to protect him, and Kobine tries to stab Denji, but ends up stabbing Aki instead. And they're all kind of mortified. Aki states that he can't fight the gun devil alone. He needs someone with the guts to really follow through with that, and thinks that Denji is that guy. That's high praise from Aki, and like, I don't care who he is, but if he has the resolve to say these things, I'm gonna put my life with him. He's gonna be essentially like a partner.
Also, we learned the downside. Shortens his life if he uses a sword.
Yeah, by a certain amount.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's half, we don't know if it's a couple of years, but that's a huge drawback.
Yeah.
I bet he's waiting to use the full potential of his sword
against the gun devil.
Yeah. Which will be really interesting to see.
I'm still curious.
Yeah. So, and we find out Power, being able to manifest and manipulate blood, her own blood.
With effort, she can do it.
She can do it to other people's
Aki
blood.
From bleeding out.
Yeah.
Himino has a flashback of well, not really a flashback, but shows the graves of all of the partners that she's had, and she starts panicking.
Yeah.
And starts asking Aki, what do they do?
Denji, I love his face. He's just, you're essentially trying to blame this on me. Fine, it's all my fault. I'm going to go over here
and get
eaten. But I'm not going down without a fight. This thing, I saw that it takes pain. It might not be able to die, but I'm going to deal as much damage to it as I can to make it wish it was dead. And he jumps straight into this thing's mouth,
And himself up.
revs himself up. We see blood gush out, but then we see the chainsaw devil appear out, and he starts stabbing and slicing into heads, and
that spread is just great for that single page.
It's very artistic and grossly awesome. And we just see him
go to town,
revving up the chainsaws. They're not always going on. He has to constantly keep priming it and pulling the ripcord. And this devil apparently has seen another chainsaw devil, because it states that you're weaker than you once were. The chainsaw devil.
When did he see him?
Yeah. When did he fight him? Was Pochi
part of another person?
Part of another person? Part of a different... Or Pochi the last living part of a chainsaw devil?
Anything is possible.
Could there be multiple chainsaw devils? And they all just look the same in the end. But Denji's losing a lot of blood.
Yeah, he's getting weaker.
He needs to find a way to deal as much damage as he can quickly, or else he dies and everyone else gets to go out for free.
But nobody's made the contract.
Ah, right.
So they would still be screwed.
Come on, Denji.
Well, what I don't understand is if he needs blood to keep, like, I guess the blades lubricated, if he's cutting something, wouldn't that lubricate the blades? That's the only thing that
It might need his own blood to do so.
I guess so. But how do you get more?
Like...
Power? Give me blood. I don't know.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Hey, if power can somehow turn into a healer type support, where she can transfer over blood to him as like a transfusion, that'd be pretty cool. Like, power no longer is power, she's healer. That's funny. But who knows? We're still learning about this world.
DPS is now healer, confirmed.
Yeah. Alright, next we have Black Clover. We see the devil. The
devil!
We see the devil.
That's a Seinfeld reference. He's about to get out.
Yeah. The door. This isn't like some special place. This is just outside of this headquarters, is what it is. And we see, what is it? It's leaked.
I'm just gonna call him leaked. Even though I prefer.
This is his real body, and he has his magic absorbing sword that he uses.
They said it's an artificial body, but it is leaked.
Yeah, and no, the devil is literally shouting out at him to attack. One after another, he's using lightning, he's using earth, he's using his Storm's Blade again, and a binding spell to his blade. He could let go of his sword, but that would be losing in that case. So the devil summons up an iron spear to pierce at him. No. Non-moving targets are really easy to hit, unless something bats it away. And
the possessed Charlotte.
Yes, the possessed Charlotte from the elf shows up, and her hair are just flowing with not in her braided form, but just free flowing, kind of like her whip.
Looks very majestic.
It's very majestic. It's very pretty. And of course, Yami shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Because him and Nozel split up. He could take care of one. Yami needed to take care of another.
Mm-hmm.
Not get in each other's way.
Correct.
And, like, oh, are you here to fight? Like, I'm kind of busy right now. Like, yeah, but this thing's much worse. Just from reading its key, the devil is pure malice to Yami. Yami says, essentially, now the elves are not as big a deal, considering they attacked the Clover Kingdom. They are not a big deal to fight right now than this guy.
Sole
this
person,
devil.
just one.
Yeah.
Not even the hundreds of elves that were causing chaos within the capital.
Yeah, so you see some special attacks going off, and they look
Still
really
love the black hole.
stylized. Black hole's really cool. We're still getting some personality into these attacks from Yami and from the devil.
The dimensional slash.
We've seen that before. And
That's still cool.
It's able to deal damage. And
Looks like his arm just got severed.
yeah, and along with his wing. This is really cool. And I don't think Charlotte's human form will come out and be all nervous. But he does state that to the elf controlling her, like, you better take care of that body. Like, I think Yami does like Charlotte. Or at least, from the fighter's point of view, like, admiration.
They have mutual respect.
Yeah, mutual respect. And we turn back to Finral, who gets woken up by
Nero. Who can talk?
Can talk and says, "Take me to the demon's bones."
I don't remember him ever talking.
He's not supposed to. He's not supposed to. He's
I don't
just
think
supposed
that
to be
was
a
the
bird.
thing. I was like, wait, what?
He makes noises,
Yeah.
like a bird.
In the anime, whenever they talk, it sounds like go, 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 go.
Yeah, and
But it sounds like somebody's actually like voice acting it.
which
Instead of just like a
I can
bird
see
noise.
that.
So maybe that was supposed to be like a hint this whole time that it was capable of speech.
Maybe, but birds are able to mimic several different sounds.
Yeah, there's
Parrots, cockatiels, even some like very talented turkeys.
gobble gobble.
But it's very interesting, and I want to see the demon's bones. Are you talking about the ones in Asta Yuno's hometown of
Oh,
Something
those demon
village?
bones.
something village out in the boonies? Name here. Alrighty.
Sorry, audio only listeners. It'll be in the video version. The only one left of the
The
big
only
three.
one left of the big three, One Piece. So we start off with Zoro still healing, and he's speaking with Monosuke's little sister, Hiyori. She's telling Zoro.
She asks a million questions.
Yeah, she wants to know about her family. She wants to know the people who disappeared. She wants to know of her little brother, or older brother.
Her older brother who's little.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
it was stated as a decision of whoever teleported them. It was either going to be Monosuke or Hiyori to be teleported, and it was chosen that he would follow on because boys, as they get older, become men, become a force to be reckoned with, to pass on their lineage. Women, though, are seen, at least in this area, as beautiful as wanting to preserve them as long as they can to maintain their beauty, their purity. So it would be likely to think that she would have a higher chance of living with the enemy rather than Monosuke would.
Yeah, he'd be killed off.
Yeah,
early.
that hurt my heart a little bit because we think that the one who teleported them was their mother, and she had to decide between her children because she didn't know. She didn't know what was going to happen.
Nope. But we also see that she was basically taken away by Kawamatsu.
Yeah, a kappa.
Yeah, a kappa. Wampa. But they disappeared when she was 13.
Yeah, 13. But she was able to stay alive.
Yeah. Considering she's 26, she's been staying alive for the last 13 years without a problem. 20 years total, but 13 from then.
Yeah. And she's just so happy she can't contain herself, acting so much, like a little kid. And Toko is just laughing it up, and this is her friend. Like, this is really her only friend. I'm not sure how old Toko is, but she might be very young.
She might be older than we think, honestly. But she's supposed to be young.
You can't tell.
What was her name from Dressrosa? Who was... Was it Sugar? What was her freaking name? The old lady who could turn people into toys. What was her name?
Oh.
What was her name?
Right, she was tiny.
Yeah, but she was old. She was an old lady.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Was it Sugar? Wait, is that a dog?
Nope.
Ah, haha, I was right. Yeah.
You know
like
your
that.
manga.
That's like know your anime or know your meme. Back on topic. So, yeah, we don't know how old that character is, but yeah, they act like they're friends, even though like one clearly looks like an adult and one looks like a child.
And Zoro is okay with this and like, okay, I'm just going to rest. I can at least trust you to protect me while I'm sleeping.
And this is all before everything is going to be set in motion for the final battle. Zoro also tells her about the members of the Akazuya 9 that they've currently found. The other 3 are currently without a picture description.
Then people have been being captured, being on the old samurai's side, but now they're actually being imprisoned in this giant jail cell. Not quite sure what to call it.
It's called public cells.
Public cells. And it's getting full. It's getting really full.
Yeah, it looks like there's people stacked on top of people.
Yeah.
And like the image, but when they show some of the interior, it's not that crowded.
Yeah. It's just different layers, different heights of people.
Yes. And we actually get to see Beppo and
looking awful. And the heart pirates.
And saying Captain will believe in us, because they probably never did talk.
No. And they're being bloody. They're
not in good shape.
Not in good shape.
And then we go back. This is where it gets interesting for me, and this is like the half that I was like really interested in.
Yeah. Luffy is fighting the llama and the armadillo devil fruit users.
Smile fruit.
Smile fruit?
Yeah.
So it's not actual devil fruit?
Mm-mm. The smile, which was produced on Punk Hazard, that Kaido has.
Okay. I thought these were genuine devil fruit users.
Nah.
Okay.
Because in the subtext, they have underneath it smile fruit.
Ah, okay.
That's the only way you can delineate the difference. Otherwise, you would just assume it's a devil fruit user.
Yeah, because that's all we've known up to this point. So that's really interesting. Thank you for pointing that out for me.
Mm.
And I almost said Naruto. Luffy states...
Don't look at the manga.
Yeah. Luffy states to Hyo, old man Hyo, to move in a specific direction and to do certain actions. Like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And he does so, and he's able to dodge attacks as well as counter attack the alpaca. Like, how do you know
what they're gonna do?
What they're gonna do? Can you see the future? He doesn't answer him. He just says, "Oh, go left next." And he's an old man. He's barely able to keep up. He was 2 days in a row, at least, being beaten to a pulp. he has stamina.
He's been starved for God knows how long.
Yeah, he is a trooper. And we see Luffy is still using this as a training session to try to use a specific kind of haki to take someone out from far away without needing to touch them. Kind of how Rayleigh and...
Kind of like a ki blast, but without the blast being there.
Yeah.
Kind of like a force push. That's a better way of putting it.
Like a force push that knocks someone out. And Old Man Hyo says, I really don't know what you're talking about.
But we have this thing.
It's called the Mighty Blade.
Yes.
That Old Man Hyo releases on the alpaca. And you see his hand turn into one of the colored armaments. And is able to knock him out.
And he says, I can teach you.
Yeah, I can teach you. We just need... Like, yeah, please teach me. Like, Luffy to want to learn from someone else like that. Like...
He was very excited.
He's very excited, and he's putting him on, like, a teacher pedestal on similar levels to Rayleigh. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that last half of that chapter was just like, oh yeah. Sign me up for ranged armament, haki, Luffy.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Next up, Yui Kamio Let's Loose.
Oh my god, really? Okay.
It's adorable. I love it.
I guess I'm just too harsh on it.
Yeah.
Well, I could see why you like it. It's good. It is good.
It's good. People change their outfits. You see...
You love the outfit changes.
It makes it that much more real.
I know.
Even though, they have school uniforms, they try to change their outfits every now and again, or at least Kito does. Because
I think he has special privileges at that school besides... Well, he's rich, and nobody harps on him for having a gaming chair as his desk chair. And, yeah, he just wears whatever, and everybody else is in more or less a uniform.
Yeah.
But still.
So, Ebi, now, whichever one you want to call her, is out sick and needs Kito to be specifically in charge of Yui.
Keeping her as white Yui.
Yeah. It seems that now that Ebi has someone to fall back on, she's slacking on her own personal health, and she's allowing herself some time. But it looks like she's actually sick, so I'll give her this one. We see one of Kito's
life lovers, rich kids.
Kara Shozoin is getting jealous of how much attention Yui is receiving from Kito.
Yes.
So, being rich girl is trying to take her out of the picture, not necessarily, kill her or anything, but make her look weak.
She wants to get the hair chain. Like, that's her driving motivation. I guess because
Kito sees
it looks
that
like he's focused on that more than Yui. Like, just that aspect of her.
Yeah. So you can see, like, she's not going to try to put one, in her hair. She wants to get rid of the
white Yui.
The white Yui's chain.
Well, I don't think she knows the secret.
I don't think so.
Maybe her plan was to grab it, put it in her hair, and then tie her hair up in a similar way to be like, hey, what about me? Do I look good with this on or something? I don't know. That's kind of the kind of personality I got from her.
But she spends her money
hiring people
to try to take the chain.
This is all happening during fitness testing.
Yeah, fitness testing. So you have track and field, 100-meter dash, high jump, and Yui Kamio, because it is the body of Yui Kamio, white, and the black version, which fights all the time, runs away. Yui is beating records. She has the stamina of a horse. She's crazy. And Kito is being forced to keep up with her. He is dying.
Well, yeah.
But then we have a smoke bomb appear during the track race, during the circuit laps, and it's someone that was paid to try and take her chain, and he misses because Yui is just running, and he can't keep up because he's in heavy tactical gear with the mask, and he's not able to keep up with her.
Well, that and he was trying to get her when she was like at 160 laps, and she's at 240. So after running 80 laps and all that gear, yeah, he just collapses from physical fatigue.
Yeah, and she, she's
Shows up
tired
for
of.
goods.
She's tired as well, so she's very well endowed. And
yeah, we're just gonna
you can really see the beauty in her, even in more shots. She's
seductive.
She's beautiful, But Kito doesn't get to bask in her glory. He needs to make sure smoke bombs aren't going off and protecting her.
Next up is the sand pit.
Yeah.
Where you jump and land in the pit. See how far you go.
Yeah. Like everyone's looking straight up because they see, oh, it's a UFO. What's going on? And while Yui doesn't care, she's just doing her jump, and she gets grabbed from the sand by a ninja.
Just kidding.
Yeah, it was someone dressed up as it was Kito dressed up
the whole time as Yui.
Yeah.
How did he get a wig so quickly? How does he get all of these things so quickly? Does he have just a Yui wig, or did he get it from Amazon?
I think he might have just got it through Amazon, got it through the drone delivery service, and just got it.
And then the custom drone falls, and they're like, "Oh, that was the UFO. Was just the drone?"
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
That was a neat looking drone. Then the next one is just dumb.
The Jamaican runner.
The Jamaican runner, Usami Min. He's 32 years old, and he's pretending to be
A high
a high schooler. I'm like, okay, Jotaro, get out of here. And he starts running after Yui.
Oh yeah, this is during the sprint competition.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you notice that the teacher has money in their pocket?
To look the other way.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
So even he can't catch her.
Yeah.
Or does he?
Yeah, he's able to grab onto the lock of hair. But Yui is like, no, don't, stop, don't touch my hair, what are you doing?
Stop right there.
Yeah, then
Kito
in a hilarious
Iron Man
suit, jetpacks, everywhere. Everyone's like, what's going on? And he
kicks him in the face.
And he keeps going. And crashes.
And they credit him as basically being the winner.
Yeah.
Because Yui's in amazement that she was beaten by somebody. Oh, you're amazing, finishing before me.
Yeah, and
what?
he blushes. Is like, okay, this was all worth it.
And it only infuriates Kara.
Yeah.
Kara. Okay, so because that was number 2, I wonder what number 1 is.
All that's left is Dr. Stone.
I had that also pretty high on mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Stone. Senku wants to revive literally everyone. That's been his goal since he was revived. But more people are being told of that.
Mm-hmm.
But to do so, they need a source for the revival fluid. And they think they can find that on what he is calling the Treasure Island.
Mm-hmm.
Where it holds the escape pod from the space station.
Well, I think the escape pod is the treasure chest.
Yes, it is the chest.
I think we could be wrong.
But it's at the treasure island.
Correct.
And he knows of this because he was told of the
100 tales.
100 tales. So he wants to learn, these 100 tales because it's information from a lineage that's been passed down and passed down. Some information might get lost here or there, some of it might be embellished, but what he knows for sure is that at the core, each of these has a significance to the modern world. He already figured out one, which was the CD, or the vinyl.
Oh.
That was one of the tales. So he wants to listen to all the rest of them. And let me tell you, the 100 legends are long. There's a reason why these priestess devote their entire lives to have these as memory. From memory. They don't have this written down.
Memorization.
It's been a couple of hours and she's only gone through 8. And
It was all night.
Senku is ready to be done.
So he just starts asking her if any of those are about rocks or minerals, basically cutting to the chase and just seeing if there's anything that she can tell him immediately, such as like it having
Gold.
anything of importance. And she mentions that there's diamond.
Yeah, diamond. She also mentions gold, which
Yes.
is a sparkling sand that glistens like the sun.
And also within it,
He asks about platinum.
yes, white gold,
Yes, which is
even rarer than gold.
even rarer than gold in the real world. It's weird how we have that connotation of gold being, so pricey, but it's actually found more often than other minerals in the world.
I think I would value platinum more than gold.
Yeah, that's why I want a platinum band.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I want platinum, and I wouldn't want gold.
Yeah.
Off topic.
Also, we have. No, we already knew a lot of metals were cherished in the village because many people are named. We have chrome, like right then and there, right case in point.
He's the best example of somebody being named after minerals.
Yeah.
I guess if you looked up everybody's name from the village, it pertains to like a rock or a mineral or something like that.
Or maybe a variant of like a nickname for that mineral.
Yeah.
Like instead of nickel,
magma.
Instead of nickel, they could be just called Nick or something like that.
Or maybe they're like the Japanese names, or there's some other names for
That-
the same mineral.
Yeah, that we can't see right off the bat.
That's not obvious to us.
Yeah, but
They also mentioned the Dunbar number, the amount of people that
you can comfortably have in a society.
and keep relationships with is about 150. And when you think about it, whenever somebody says, "Oh, you have like 1,000 friends," you really probably only speak with a fraction of that.
Yeah. If you include, family members in there as well, yeah, that sounds about right. I could most likely name off 150 people that I can regularly talk to and have good relations with on a monthly basis.
So platinum, they would actually be able to use as a catalyst to create more of the revival formula without needing to rely on what was the other thing that they were using as a substitute for it?
The guano?
The guano, which would take a long time to get.
Yeah, the nitric acid, I believe.
Yes.
So they went off on their voyage, and we have one of the people on the list come forward, and as far as we know, he does not have a name, but he has a cross scar on the top of his head.
X marks the spot.
Yeah, and
His name is the name of the, God, what is it called?
the Soyuz.
The pod. The escape pod that they landed on. Soryu? Is that what it's called?
Soyuz.
Soyuz.
Yeah, and even his shield, his tower shield that he has on his back, is pointing towards a direction or maybe an impact location that has a significance because he states that he was not born on that village.
Ishigami village.
Yeah, he was found there.
And he was raised as a person's son.
Yeah.
Just said, "Oh, this is my son."
How he knows this, I am not sure. How young he was when he was found, but he knows that he can most likely. He's sweating because this information, even he's still having doubts about
going back.
About going back because maybe it's not a treasure. Maybe it's not a treasure island. Maybe there's a dragon that has its horde here, and they have to face that metaphorical dragon.
I was gonna say, there. I was like, literal.
Yeah, a metaphorical dragon of other people.
Yeah, because it's not a deserted island, which is blowing my mind. I was like, wait, there's other people besides the Y-Man?
Yeah.
I was like, is there just like small societies in all of these different areas?
Coincidences can happen throughout the world. Who's to say Senku wasn't the only one that had nitric acid available to pour on him for several months and be able to break out? Maybe there could have been more. Maybe other space shuttles could have fallen down.
It's entirely possible.
Who knows? But they aren't advanced enough because they would have heard something by now.
Well, the interesting part is that if they landed on that island, why did they go to the mainland?
Resources. I think they have.
But then why did some people choose to stay behind on the island?
Maybe they had some differences, like if
political differences.
Could be that, but it could also be a literally what just happened with Senku. We don't want to put everyone on this boat to die.
Some people got stranded.
So other people had to be left behind to create a society there.
Fair enough.
In which case, that would be really, really cool if they had similar ideas back then. In which case, they can now create trade routes back and forth.
Yeah.
As long as they have large enough boats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is why I put it my number one. We have other living civilizations. It could be White Man. It could be not. And I'd be more excited that it has nothing to do with
I was going to say, this should be more of a tangent. I don't think this should be where Y-Man is.
Yeah. And I'm okay with this.
I want to know more about this world. I'm fine with opening it up this way.
Yeah.
Because it sets it up for like the One Piece stuff. Where they go from island to island. And it's like they have a main goal. Their Y-Man is the One Piece.
Yeah. And One Piece started off, oh, this is kind of a small planet with the red line dividing it. Then turns out the red line covers like a small portion of the world, and the whole world and their islands are so much bigger than we expect.
We're gonna go to the the Grand Line. Oh, we need to cross into the New World. Okay, like it just got crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
So without using the One Piece reference anymore.
Yeah.
So that wraps up. Oh, an announcement.
Yes. So an announcement needs to be made. We will be on hiatus for a week, maybe two, depending on when I get back. I am going to be out of town, and in a place where there will be no internet connection and not a place where I can record.
Or edit.
So we'll be gone for at least a week. We'll try to come back and pump out some more content for you guys as soon as we can. Until then, rewatch some of the old videos. They'll be good for you. And that'll wrap up This Week in Jump, number 10.